Welcome, everyone, to WWTA News, where we look at crypto, finance, and economic news. I'm your host, EB, and thank you for joining us. So let's get into our first article. It says, Biden administration considering regulating stablecoin issuers as banks. The Biden administration is looking into ways to impose bank-like regulations on companies that issue stablecoins, including asking them to register at banks. The Wall Street Journal reported this Friday. So when we think about the stablecoin, the whole purpose of the stablecoin is to give us a erratic fluctuation of value. We are talking about cryptocurrencies, and with a stablecoin, it's going to hang around a particular value. Most stablecoins that exist hang around the dollar marker, which essentially makes them equivalent to the dollar, which really kind of puts banks out of business. So it will be important that they do figure out some form of legislation and get some regulations involved with this, because I do think, my personal thoughts and ideas, I do think that we're going to end up seeing converting back into stable coins to do purchases and shop with vendors, so on and so forth. But let's continue. Next story comes out of Yahoo Finance. California's eviction moratorium ends, leaving tenants facing tsunami of evictions. What is going on? California may become a ground zero for a homelessness crisis, as the end of the state's temporary halt to evictions, which officially expired on Thursday, means renters in arrears face the prospect of being forced from their homes. We'll look at that. As far as, we're going to have landlords have taken hits. They took hits from the quote unquote pandemic. The moratorium allowed people to not make payments. So of course, unable to pay those payments on those loans. So a lot of problems come from that. People are still not having jobs. Money is really not flowing as heavy as it used to. So we can see economically, we're still going downhill. We can definitely see there's a possible trickle down that will have a lot of possible issues going forward with the economy. And we could possibly see an uptick in crime. Hey, these are all possibilities. Not saying that it'll happen, but just possibilities. Let's continue. Yahoo Finance again. So we got another article here. Will Affirm replace the debit card? It's going to try. Well, what will Affirm replace the debit card? Says here, the company told investors at an event this week it's moving closer to a broad rollout of its new debit card, which will allow for installment payments. Wait a minute, what? What is going on? Wait a minute, installment payments? What is this? Okay, it's a card that works with your existing checking account. You don't have to switch your banking relationship. You get the new card from us, swipe it, and use it the way you normally would. You get a notification if the transaction is splittable. This is explained by the Affirm founder and CEO, Max Levchin. Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that you're going to make my purchases splittable? So, if money's short, if I've got to micromanage money, you're giving me the ability to divide my payments up. We're seeing this with online vendors. It's something major with Amazon. A lot of other vendors allow this breakdown. It's essentially them crediting you if they feel with you doing an application with them, if you're possibly going to be, good for the breaking up of payments. Again, we've seen this with Amazon. But here, this is going to be through existing checking accounts. So they must know something that we don't know. They must be trying to help repair something that we're unaware of, right? That people are out of homes, people are out of jobs. We do have a slow of goods coming through, right? So things are changing with the economy, and maybe this is a way of them going with the flow. Levchin, a co-founder of PayPal, said the wait list for the product is close to 1 million. 1 million people have already signed up. There it is, co-founder of PayPal. You see, this is something that PayPal does, and it's only fitting because Levchin came from there. He's a co-founder. So close to 1 million people are already signed up and waiting. It will be rolling out more broadly starting in 2022. Now we're in October. We know October, November, and December, it might get pretty tough. We're already looking at the debt ceiling and the issues with that. We're already looking at the fact that the United States has a high amount of debt as a whole. And so, wow, do they know something we don't know? Let's continue. Another article from Yahoo Finance. Central bank report highlights risk in the race to digital currencies. There's a risk. Wait a minute. 3 new reports from the Bank of International Settlements and 7 different central banks, including the Bank of England, the Bank of Japan, the European Central Bank, and the U.S. Federal Reserve, find that while a groundbreaking innovation to monetary policy, central bank digital currency, or CBDC, pose many opportunities and uncertainties. Okay, well, we know what cryptos do, but of course, when we're talking about stable coins, yeah, this could go either way. Let's continue. While the use cases for central bank digital currencies, virtual money backed and issued by a central bank, range widely, central banks primarily want to use them as a tool to increase financial inclusion. Where have we heard that? We've heard that all over Congress. We've heard these things from what? United Nations, the World Economic Forum. We've heard this all the time. More financial inclusion, right? Provide a backstop for all privately managed payment systems. Enhance the efficiency of governments to collect taxes, okay, among other benefits associated with moving to a cashless society. Now, wait a minute. Enjoy some of this good coffee. But wait a minute. For everybody unaware of this, if you're unaware, the old system is old. It's going out the window. We're talking about the adoption of cryptocurrencies, digital currencies, a new system. If you didn't believe that the new system was coming, here's the evidence right here. They are moving to a cashless society. They will make it easier for the government to get its taxes. They will get financial inclusion to those that are not in the system. You know, we do understand that there's groups of people that still have checks, take checks, still go to certain gas stations to cash them. You know, still have one use, in a sense, check cards based on jobs that really aren't connected to banks or anything else. And hey, nobody's judging, but we do understand when you leave the United States and you hit third world countries, they really have nothing. But if they've got a device in their hand, look at what they're talking about. Financial inclusion, the ability to get more taxes, right? And a cashless society. Hey, if you think this isn't happening, you're blind and you're going to fall into a booby trap, right? Because this is happening, nothing we can do about it. Let's continue. One risk highlighted in the new report is the heightened potential for systematic bank runs during an economic crisis. Reduced transaction costs of central bank digital currencies could exacerbate bank runs because these digital currencies might be perceived as a safe haven. Okay. When we talk about a central bank digital currency, they're backing it with something, okay? They're backing it with something which gives it value. Will banks actually be holding these currencies? No. These currencies will be held in your personal wallets. So in all actuality, once you're holding it, you're holding it. No one's taking it from you. It's in your personal wallet. You have become a mini bank yourself. Okay, federal banks, hey, I get it. They're major banks. Are they going to be minting and printing their stable coin? If they decide to go down that road, they're going to have to back it with something. Okay, that's really no different than printing $1 right now, right? So is that going to really work? I don't know. But if it's not controlled by a central authority or power, and it's inclusive to all powers, then you might have a little better control over it, where someone can't just print any obscene amount, right? Because that's what's got us in the dilemma that we're in now in the United States. Let's continue. Nick Carter, Coinmetrics co-founder and current partner with Castle Island Ventures, said a digital dollar issued by the Federal Reserve could be used to effectively nationalize the commercial banking sector. Okay. I think the biggest threat to Wall Street and banks and the commercial bank sectors is actually central bank digital currencies. This is what Carter told Yahoo. Okay, Carter. Okay, I hear you. So yes, it does pose a threat. But here's the thing. Can you trust the Federal Reserve? I don't know. Can we? That's a question you've got to ask, because with centralized banking, you're expecting one group to be honest and fair. Now, if artificial intelligence is involved, okay, this is, cryptocurrencies, right? Blockchain, smart contracts. If artificial intelligence is involved, okay, I'm good with that. Now, let's look at USDC. So USDC runs on the blockchain, which means it can be tracked, which means there's going to be information. Look at Tether, look at DAI, BUSD, Binance US dollar, right? So there's a whole bunch of these things that are out there, right? Gemini US dollar. And so the blockchain has records of all these things, right? So if that's the case, based on what's created by what's actually physically backing it, there is records on the blockchain through these contracts that I'm not sure. I would speculate, because with blockchain, there is a block record that you can't escape. So I would assume that possibly you have a chance at not just having stuff minted. So we'll have to keep our eyes on this technology as far as CBDCs go, and keep a close watch on it as time progresses. But we can honestly see that this system is here. If you do not believe it, if you are not on this train, this bus, you're not heading down this path, you are going to miss out. You are going to not have the opportunity to receive this great transfer of wealth. Yeah, that's all I got. So thank you for joining us at WWTA News. If you enjoyed our video, please hit the subscribe and like button, and join us next time to follow the news in crypto, finance, and economics.